Hi, my name's Derek and I'm an advisor on Contact's free helpline for parents. This video is about what you should do if you received a managed migration notice from the Department of Work and Pensions telling you that your existing legacy benefits are ending and that you need to claim Universal Credit instead. Universal Credit's a new benefit that replaces 6 existing means-tested benefits. These are income support, income-based job seekers allowance, income-related employment and support allowance, housing benefit, child tax credit and working tax credit. These are known as the legacy benefits, and the government plans to ask all existing legacy benefit claimants to move onto Universal Credit. It calls this managed migration onto Universal Credit. Once you've been selected for managed migration, you'll receive a managed migration notice. This is a letter from the Department for Work and Pensions telling you that your legacy benefits will be stopping and giving you a date by which they want you to claim Universal Credit instead. The migration notice will look very different to the general information leaflets about managed migration that you might have been sent through the post. A managed migration notice is a letter addressed to you as an individual, so it will have your name and address at the top of the letter. It will also clearly state the specific date by which you need to claim Universal Credit if you don't want to be left without financial support. Somewhere on the letter, it will also explicitly say that this is a managed migration notice. When you're likely to get a managed migration notice depends on the benefits you currently receive. During tax year 23-24, the only people who were asked to migrate were those who got tax credits but no other legacy benefits. However, from April 2024, the Department of Work and Pensions will be sending out migration notices to claimants on the other legacy benefits, such as income support and housing benefit. It is expected that by March 2025, most people will have been migrated onto Universal Credit. The only people who aren't expected to have been migrated by that date are those who get income-related ESA only or income-related ESA in combination with housing benefit. See Contact's website at contact.org.uk for up-to-date information on which people are expected to be moved first. Once you've received a managed migration notice, it's really important that you read it to find out what steps you need to take to claim Universal Credit. Although the process of moving from legacy benefits is called managed migration, this phrase is very misleading. No one is going to automatically transfer you over onto Universal Credit. Instead, you will need to make a claim for Universal Credit to make sure that this new benefit is ready to replace the legacy benefits that are going to be stopping. If you don't claim Universal Credit by the date given in your managed migration notice, you could be left in a situation where your legacy benefits stop and you have no Universal Credit to replace them. Once you have received a managed migration notice, you will only have a limited amount of time within which to make a claim if you want to make sure that you don't lose out. If you don't claim within certain deadlines, not only will there be a really long delay between your legacy benefits stopping and your Universal Credit starting, but if you qualify for less money on Universal Credit, you won't actually get any transitional protection top-up payments to make sure that you aren't left worse off. Transitional protection is only available to people who claim under the managed migration rules and who do so after they have received a managed migration notice but before certain deadlines run out. Your managed migration notice will include a deadline date by which you need to have claimed Universal Credit. This is usually 3 months from the date that you were sent your managed migration notice. You can claim earlier than the deadline date if you want, in which case your legacy benefits will stop sooner. But if you haven't claimed by the deadline date, this will be the date on which your legacy benefits stop. This means that you have a choice about whether you claim Universal Credit as soon as you can and you get your managed migration notice, or whether you wait until nearer your deadline date. Which is best for you will depend on your individual family circumstances, and in particular on what changes of circumstances, if any, you're expecting within those 3 months. If possible, try to speak to a benefits advisor about when would be the best time to make a claim. If you'll struggle to claim universal credit by the deadline date in your letter, you can try and ask the DWP, the Department of Work and Pensions, for an extension. Guidance suggests that good reasons for extending your deadline date might include things like health problems or caring responsibilities. However, a request for an extension can only be considered if you ask for it before the deadline date, and you have no right of appeal if an extension is refused. If you miss your deadline date, it's still possible to make a universal credit claim, but you'll need to act fast if you don't want to lose out. So long as you claim universal credit within 1 month of your deadline date, your universal credit claim can be automatically backdated. The last day of this extra month is known as your final deadline date. So for example, if the deadline date in your managed migration notice is the 20th of April, your final deadline date would be the 19th of May. If you miss your deadline date but claim before your final deadline, not only will your claim be backdated, but you will still be eligible for transitional protection to make sure that you are no worse off on universal credit. However, if you miss the final deadline date, while it's still possible to make a claim for universal credit, you won't get any transitional protection to protect you from being worse off. Given this, you should try and make sure you do everything you can to claim before your final deadline date. If you're currently on tax credits and have savings of over $16,000, you should still be sent a managed migration notice. You may think that there's no point in claiming universal credit because your savings are too high. However, it's still worth making a claim. So long as you claim under managed migration rules, universal credit will temporarily ignore any savings you have above $16,000 for up to 12 months. This means that the only way that a tax credit claimant with more than £16,000 can get universal credit is if they wait to get a managed migration notice and then make sure that they lodge their claim before their final deadline date. Thanks for watching. See our web pages at contact.org.uk for more details about claiming universal credit.